What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back for another episode of Dot Connect Wednesdays, episode 71. Today, we've got a couple great things we're going to go over, some updates with certain products that we have, product launching, and of course, the elephant in the room. We got a new president. So we're preparing for the new frontier of finance under some new blood. And it's definitely pro crypto. So I'm ultra excited about that. Steve, how you feeling today?
Marvelous.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's get it. I've been telling y'all, man. I've been telling you guys, do not listen to the rhetoric out there. I was always about one single topic in this election. I didn't care about nothing else. You could put me in chains. You all that went over my head, man. Because I'm like, once I hold the mother load of digital assets, the biggest companies known to man, you become untouchable at that point. Just keep your nose out, though. It is going to be law and order. It's definitely going to be law and order the next 4 years. But yeah, we just had a clean house, man. Things weren't running correctly. Things were not running correctly. So listen, let's dive into it. The timing is perfect. The time is it's always synchronicity with us in big days. Every time. Skyton always comes through at the right time. So 4-day masterclass starting next Tuesday, the 12th, the 14th, the 19th, and the 21st. So you're going to have us for 4 days. Again, if you heard it, cool. I'm going to fly over it quick. What did change is we went from 9 topics to, shit, what did we balloon it to?
24.
24.
Yep.
Right. So I just wanted to update you guys with that. All right. So as you know, it's called Navigating the New Financial Frontier, Staying Ahead of the Financial Revolution. Guys, the reason why this is important is because, one, when you have this new administration and the Republicans coming in, you got Senator Loomis, who's being a big opponent of the crypto bills and kind of leading that. You have the vice president, who is a huge crypto guy and a Bitcoin maxi. You have the president, who is a huge crypto guy also, and he's been playing that since the first election, and even more in this one. And then his sons are starting a DeFi exchange, so it's here. On top of that, you have possibility of some of the biggest institutional guys coming into DC as either advisory roles or an actual role in government. So Jamie Dimon stepping down from Chase, he's open, he's a free agent. Well, I would say free agent, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there of things that I've heard. BlackRock, he's always in meetings with government. Report, you can't fire Gary Gensler. So I just want you guys to understand that he doesn't have the power to say I'm terminating him, but what he can do is he can just put out an investigation on him and put him under enough pressure to make him step down. His own agency, the SEC, has already known that he's gone rogue. Right? So now when a new administration comes in and they cut his ability off from meeting with certain people, we get ushered into the new frontier now. All right? So the 4-day masterclass is Navigating the New Financial Frontier. Can't make this up. All right? So we went from 9 topics. Still over the course of 4 days, we went to 24, right? So day 1, the origins and the evolution of money and banking, right? So the history of money, the gold standard, just naming a few things, the transition from the gold standard to fiat money, the formation of the banks and fractional reserve banking, the birth and role of central banks, how the US dollar became the global reserve currency, and then understanding inflation, okay, and currency devaluation. So that's day 1, guys. The reason why Champ and I put this together is because every time we introduce ourselves and we say we teach cryptocurrency, everybody turns the other way for the most part, right? So when we decided to do the history of money properly, this is going to be a 4-day course that's going to take you through the future. So the past, present, and future. This one's going to be centered, focused only around money, so we could understand. You don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from. So I think a lot of the confusion is that disconnect between how money is going to go digital, even though you guys do kind of believe some of the stuff we're saying. I just think we never laid it out on a platter the way we did this time for this one. So we're talking about, we're going to be talking about the barter system, right? Just maybe some things that you didn't hear about. When you start to understand the evolution of money, you start to know how to really position yourself for the changes, right? Because it's not going to be far off from how we're already living now. Okay. So then when we get into the cryptocurrency part, we'll start to connect some dots with some projects to show you problem, reaction, solution. All right. Now they're talking about possibilities of Bitcoin being the a reserve for just the United States. Right. Just today, I heard him talking about increasing, finding ways to increase the power outage to make sure that America is at the forefront of artificial intelligence. So not only cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and I'm going to separate Bitcoin from cryptocurrency because it's two different things,
Right.
like straight up. It's like saying gold and money, right? It's yeah, it's in the financial world, but it's two different things. So, when I heard Trump today mention bringing the U.S. up to speed, because we're behind India, well, China and India in artificial intelligence, and we're also behind Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in a lot of um, kind of the implementation that's been happening around the world. This is how Champ and I get our information. We follow the world news. So when you have a guy like Trump who will not take no for an answer, attacking the central banks, right? Just understanding that the system's not working, going after the people who are devaluing the US dollar, whatever on that one. That's a good talking point, but it just is what it is. It just makes for a good time. I would say within the next 4 years, but this age, just find my words. I'm being mindful now. This administration is going to usher us into 2030. Right. So you figure they're going to lay down the groundwork. A lot of the CBD
Seeds. Yep.
C's
Yep.
are going to be at the forefront of this next one. That's why I didn't really want the Democrats to lead us into that, because they did not approve of any of those bills. They acted like they didn't know what we were talking about. Right. So the Republicans, they know the game. Right. They're going to play it well. And for anybody that is positioned properly, you're going to see a massive amount of money coming into this crypto market. Massive. All right. There's a lot of implementation happening globally. So, the market is not even, we're talking about infancy stages. So if you're worried about a $74,000 Bitcoin or 75.6 now, just wait and watch. A few of the coins that we gave you, Champ mentioned Ondo earlier, that ran up. Jasmy's up almost 13-14%. So we're you get on that ride with us, we're going to be connecting some dots. We might even get into we will get into some 1% integration. So have your paper ready. It is going to be a ride. So right after that, we go into day 2, which would be on that Thursday. It's the global financial system and the shifts in power. So the power impact of the petrodollar, the economic impact of globalization and the financial system. These are all things that are in the headlines now. And when you don't understand what they're saying, you're kind of not in the conversation, right? So we want to be as well versed in financing as possible. And this is it, right? They never taught us this stuff in school. All right. And there's a reason why they never taught us this stuff in school, because this is where the power lies. Understanding how it was built, what it was for, how it's being used, right? How it's going to transition. And then the same thing again, how it's built, how it's being used. And then, hopefully this is the last iteration of money for my lifetime, I would think, for sure.
Yeah.
Before another 100 years and then that expires and I'm out. I don't know what's happening unless I decide to come back. The role of international monetary system. So the IMF, you've heard Champ talk about that before. We will even throw in some of the players' names so you kind of get accustomed to it. These are the most powerful people in the room, in the world. All right. And the World Bank in global finance, right? So then lesson 4 is going to be BRICS and the shift in the global power, de-dollarization, emerging trends, and their potential impact. When we start to understand how this thing is going to play out, we can start to run up the stock market too, right? Because information is powerful. So this isn't a course where you just pay and then there's no reward at the end of it. Like, trust me, if you implement stuff and you start listening to the news cycle, not the news cycle, but the financial news cycle, you will understand everything that these guys are saying by the time we get off this 4-day masterclass. Sanctions and economic warfare, how financial power is used as a tool. This is the biggest thing with the United States is we weaponize so much. So now that you have the world breaking off of the US dollar, which is still dominant, you have this rise of the centralized and decentralized. This is where we talk about the financial revolution. The reason it's important for us to cover that is because you're going to start to panic when you start to hear some of the stuff. So when you look at the bill that this last administration put on the table, 20 years if you get caught with a VPN, like we're all cooked. They really are coming for censorship at the end of the day, right? And then when there's censorship, there's also the inability for information to flow, right? So this could be considered misinformation right here, empowering people who they don't want necessarily empowered. And I'm not saying any one person, I'm just saying the system itself. If they wanted you to be empowered, they would teach you this, right? Like people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school for financing and still can't piece this together with the future, right? So this is what you get with us. So the fact that we started with the future, we kind of apologize. Champ and I have been around this for a while, so now we had to get back into horse and buggy days and kind of bring you guys up to speed with us. So it's a good refresher for us. So day 3 is going to be what I just talked about, the centralization versus the decentralization. That's the financial system. Understanding centralized versus decentralized financing. This is what the Trump sons and that Trump family, they're actually going to make more money in this realm than they did in real estate. I promise you.
Facts.
A lot more. And then just think about it, that whole DeFi market, they understand that they could be in place to replace the banks when it comes down to lending against assets that they are all invested in. So everybody wealthy is going to have an invested interest in making sure that these assets are going to be pushed along. So mess around and find out. Champ, drop the 4-day link down there. Price goes up $11.59 on Friday. Drop the trilogy. If you don't got the trilogy, you're bugging. You're bugging. At this point, guys, if it's about not having money, you're just not going to make it. If that's the mindset, we got to start figuring things out now. There's no more do-overs at this point. Once it goes and it takes off, there's no more do-overs. Everybody's biggest regret is going to be, why didn't I buy more? Myself included. That's it. Tokenization in the future of assets. Huge. Good conversation on that one. The threat DeFi poses to the central banks and governments. Big one. The future of money, blockchain and decentralization. And then lesson 6 for that day is going to be legal and regulatory considerations for DeFi and tokenization. So now we have to start looking at how the government's going to play this. When they start to talk about the stuff in the news cycle, if it goes along with what you learned, plus up. Let's go. Day 4, which is the final day, that's going to be the global financial system and the shifts in power. Cryptocurrency, which we'll kind of touch over the foundation course. This is what's going to give you more confidence to understand why it's going to be cryptocurrency and not anything else. And not Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, right? We got to keep those things separate. But Bitcoin is going to blow too. I truly believe they can get that to $3 million a coin without a hesitation.
Right.
Barring any major glitches. Lesson 2, the role of blockchain in a new financial frontier. So how blockchain is going to be used. So now when you start to understand how it's going to be integrated, you can start to look at the infrastructure and investing in the infrastructure of cryptocurrency. Whether it be Solana, if you think it's ETH, maybe a little bit of HBAR sprinkled in there. That's the government grade blockchain, but that will save that. But y'all can have that one. How AI is changing the financial landscape. That's important. Okay. How to protect yourself from bank failures and economic downturns. This is probably my favorite part. So preparing for the future of building financial resilience. That's lesson 5, and lesson 6 is a bonus day. This is the strategy for how to safeguard your personal finances. So we're going to be giving you guys tools and websites and links, and we'll go over it with you. You could search your bank. But the thing too is you have to understand what your bank charter name is, right? Because if you don't have that bank full name, and they do that on purpose too. So if you just try to type in like Chase, that ain't it. It's not coming up like that. So we'll kind of show you guys how to tool it and work the information. It will tell you what your bank's invested in, their books. You'll start to see like their commercial real estate. We'll look for like red flags at the bank. So now we just need to prepare ourselves, right? Because there'll be a crash before the pump. So we have to be able to sustain the crash and make sure that we don't lose what's in the bank. So yeah, I keep thinking that this course is a game. Like I wouldn't pull Champ out of retirement and myself to sit on calls with y'all for 4 days and like do nothing. Got a whole load of shit to do. So this month we're scaling back on the amount of members only calls. And the craziness we did last month, we just wanted to get everybody back into the flow. We get back into just, kind of training ourselves to talk that much. And this month is going to be dedicated to masterclasses. We have another one coming up on AI job impact. That's a free one. So we just got a lot of masterclasses coming up. We have we're going heavy on the marketing, and then we're going to ramp up November, December early part, and then by the time real estate could be at the start of December, I'm just really focusing on whether I can do it. But I do want to, at the least, I'll introduce you guys to the auction, and we can kind of take a look at that if we can't start. And then 2 weeks, the final 2 weeks in December going into the New Year's, it's just shut down city time. So we'll find a way to give you guys maybe some homework. We'll pre-record some stuff probably prior, still let some stuff go out, but I need silence. I think we all do from this year. All right. Yeah. So that's the 24 lessons, and that concludes the 4-day masterclass navigating the new financial frontier with Champ and Steve. We got about an hour and a half blocked off for each one. So, you'll probably get 2 hours. Just make it your thing to block off the time also. All right. You will have replays, just letting you know there will be replays. So if you're late, you missed something, you will have the replay, and the replay is only going to be with you guys. All right. We're going to hold back on that one. The other stuff is going to turn into course format, but the talks is where the squeeze is at. All right. Where we at?
So,
wild times right now.
Yeah, I'm beyond excited right now. My mind is just so fixated on what has happened and transpired with markets, the sentiment, and everything within the last 24 hours. I'm kind of like streamlined. I don't know if you want to jump right into that, or if we just need to hold off for a second.
Nah, let me what's next? All right, let me get this one out the way. So, all right, guys, I've been playing around with the automation and trading and things like that. So the calls are coming back. I just had to kind of retool some things. So we got something better. We're gonna set up and I've just been listening to a lot of people. A lot of people don't have the time to trade, the time to watch the trade, the time to automate the trade. So I've just been perfecting this system, and it's got some really high win rates. I haven't been going crazy with it. Okay. So with people not having the time to trade, what Champ and I are planning to do is we're planning to set up like a fund. And guys, this is we'll talk about this if you're interested in it. So when I say fund, meaning there'll be some money put in the pot, and it's going to be run through a system, and then we're gonna tool it up, and then just be on it every week and give returns on money for people who don't want to trade. So it'll just be basically investing in our system that I've been testing. Win rates as high as 99% on Bitcoin. Right. So we're not talking about like huge numbers. This ain't like 200-300x type stuff, but it's enough to create base hits. It's enough to, when you're in the pot, to be able to get a good return every month. And then to be able to take those returns that you would get paid out monthly to buy big assets. See where I'm going with this? All right. So we are automating a lot of processes. So the Skyton fund is going to be one of those. Have fun with that one.
That one's major.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody needs a little bit of reprieve now. So, we're in, like I said, I've been really testing the market, seeing what's happening, and looking at new trends, new patterns, and these AI and this automation, man. These bots are like, you just can't play greedy. So in and out, snipe every day, every single day. Yeah. And
So
then
what was that win rate before you go past? I don't
oh,
want to cut you.
95, well, 99% on Bitcoin and 95% on in other ways. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this one. What else we got? All right, we got the masterclass, we got the fun. So funny that you mentioned options. I used to give out option calls, and I don't know if anybody that was in the group when I was doing it that was trading, they were hitting. So it's a
Mhm.
matter of me just, my triggers are still going off. I just haven't, I didn't have enough people that were really interested. But I know some of our early people, what's her name?
Yeah, no, Kiera.
Kiera used to hit all the time. Like all our stock people used to hit all the time. But it's one of those things where you're watching the stock market too. So that's the biggest issue nowadays is people don't have time to watch the market. Right. So when you're trading, yeah, you could set some parameters and do whatever, but it's always good to just see when things are taking a turn, to know when you need to either, plus up, um, pull some profit, move your stop losses, right? So we are building the automation tool of all automation tools right now. This is great.
AI. It ain't coming. It's here.
All right, just to segue on that real quick, guys, and this is a quick peek into. I don't really want to show that now. No, I'm not going to show that now. We have a AI new ebook coming out. It is the Protect Your Kids in an AI driven world. So it's a AI safety for kids. It's a guide for parents. This one is really good. So we introduce our mascots. If you guys know, we have two mascots at the academy, an adult and a child. So Prosper is the adult and Finn is the child. And they're featured in the book. So the ebook, we talked earlier, Champ and I, and the ebook it will turn into a book, physical book, for parents and children to go over with each other. So it's pretty good because Prosper, the older, and Finn narrate conversation for each. It's 10 lessons in there. So I'm super excited about that one. That one is what is AI, AI-driven apps and platforms for kids and teens, why parents need to be aware of AI's presence, managing screen time and AI-induced addiction, teaching kids about deep fakes and misinformation. This is important, guys. You can't be down this rabbit hole and your children are like half asleep. And I told my kids, man, we turn them down with certain things. That's like part of the crowd. I'm like, you just got born into an X-Men family, man. Like you gonna have these superpowers soon. So I can't have you sleep at the wheel. All right. So that's a big chapter: deep fakes and misinformation, how AI is helping children, the positive potential of AI for kids in the future, the negative potential for AI in kids' future. And then we gave you there's going to be a printable cheat sheet for parents that you could actually print out. And it's quick safety tips for you and your children. And then we have news articles highlighting the dangers of AI. All right. So the second chapter is AI-driven apps and platforms for kids and teens. So when you get inside of all that, we give you the pros and cons. Like we tell you all the stuff that's happening. 19 bucks. You got to protect these children with this AI stuff. It's already here, but I'm telling you that they're adding more layers to it. And there's children committing suicide and all things, guys. This is serious. As great as it is, there's always some F shit happening in the world. And I hate it has to be on these kids. All right. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that one. That's going to be our first published book of the Academy. Mark my words on that. Just please, just keep supporting us. Trust me when I tell you. Yeah, Wayne, I thought of you too when we were building this out. Wayne always has his daughter draped on him. Cool. Been watching that for like a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else we got?
Listen,
What else?
I'm ready to dive into what's going on right now.
I just want to make sure we got rid of the just the business at hand.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
you can go nuts. AI, the futures trading fund. All right, Trump effect. I'm done, bro.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right.
Have at it.
Yeah, nah, good, great work. Appreciate you covering that. Guys, I dropped the link inside the chat. Everybody who's watching this call, you guys will get this information inside the replay. You'll see it down. Listen, I'm excited, guys. All right, so elephant in the room. We have a new president, right? He's not truly new, but he's new, right? So Mr. 45 is now Mr. 45 and 47. And the biggest thing about all of this is he's pro crypto. The world was in a really weird space where nobody truly knew where they wanted to go. And they just knew if one side got it, it was going to be bad. They know if
Oh,
the other
oh,
side got it,
hold on, champ. They would you pick it right back up. Don't stop.
yeah,
There was a question, and I didn't pick up on it while we were talking about the masterclass. Yes, there are pieces of it that's already in the academy. What happens is when I don't know if you've ever taken a masterclass from Champ and I, but it makes learning easier. This one, we didn't talk about we didn't go into the past. So if you look at the plan one, you might be able to piece it all together, but it's built totally different. We get into the nuances of barter system, coins that were used back in the days. Um, when we tell the story, it takes you a little bit deeper. The key to when you take a masterclass with Champ and I is, and we've done this with crypto in our first wave of kids, right? Or our students. We were able, when you're on your own reading the stuff and checking off mark completed, nobody's really retaining it properly. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about, just imagine all the highlights of a dot connect on a call when we're talking about topics. That's what's for sale. So do with that as you wish. Um, you'll hear the reviews when the kids are out of class. I keep calling y'all kids, but I'm with it too. I just feel like a kid today. It was like perfect weather in Pennsylvania. Perfect weather today. It was like almost 80 in November. There was no rain in October. And the
wow.
entire state went red, except for Philly, which is obvious. And hold on, one more thing on that before you start bombing on them. They lost she didn't have support from white women or Hispanics. It wasn't blacks. For as much people came to my door, and it was only because I was registered to vote for Obama first time, and I was like shamed into doing it. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw the shaming that was going on, it brought me back to that place where I was like, yo, I don't trust this guy. I don't trust
Yeah,
none of them. So it's like,
yeah,
why would I trust somebody who's in a system that's just diabolical? You know what I mean? So when she came with the same playbook as him, she was able to play his playbook. She was able to play Hillary Clinton's playbook. And I'm like, who is she? She is like, you got two of the worst people to represent the Democratic Party, if you know what I'm talking about. And then you mince them all together and you spit this thing out. And
wow.
she's a Zionist when she wants to be. She's on some slap comedy shit with us, talking crazy, like down to us. Right. So I'm like, yeah, I've seen this movie before. There's no way. And then she said, this is the kicker. This is what really got me. What would you do differently from this administration? Bro, I'm hurting right now. Like every time I go out to spend money, it's crazy on food. 800, $1,000. I'm like, I don't really like to buy food for like the week. So there's certain things I may pack up. We have a deep freezer. So I divvy the stuff up.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to BJ's, we're buying things in bulk. We're being mindful, but you're spending more. Right. But we're front loading it basically. And I'm like, I'm getting preparation things together. And I'm like, this is Bidenomics. And she said that she would not change anything that they've been doing. So I'm like, who didn't hear that? See,
That's
I caught
wild.
up on the emotions of like, just go ahead, champ. We'll do it. We'll do it. You know what, guys? We'll just do a segment on this and just keep the cameras off. So if y'all want to just let off, because I just want to let off some steam, just to show you, just want to point out some just nonsense. and then just hear everybody's take on it. And listen, I don't care about who voted for who and what people's thoughts are. What I do worry about and where this country is headed in the wrong direction is they can gaslight us enough to make us fight each other.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The people, some people I know, the type of messages I've seen going out there today by people I know that are around me that's been to my house, and I'm like, now I'm reevaluating certain things now because those will be the same people that'll point you out in a crowd if you didn't comply with something. It's a wild experiment in what they do to people, and I don't blame people for this because we're just part of a movie that we ain't really know that we signed up for. But miss me with the emotions, man. I like slavery doesn't jar, and it's not jarring to me because that's not even my reality.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there, so I didn't see what the magnitude of the stuff was, and I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just telling you that we got to move past this shit.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, you know what the modern day slave shit is? It's you're in jail or you're at work 9 to 5, like fucking trying to make ends meet. To only not be able to make ends meet.
Wow.
It's been happening. It's just in a different form. They don't need us to pick cotton anymore. Don't be dumb. It's like what form of slavery? The one that we have now? The fiat money slavery? Let's go. Let's fucking go. I waited so long for this day. You know what I'm saying? I waited so long for government just to fucking finally come together, just to piece this shit. And I'm telling y'all, this will be the one that closes the gap, period. There will never be another opportunity for us to close the wealth gap. The ones who have it, they will not make the right decisions. They do not know the data that we know, period. I had to suffer online for 3 years selling some shit that nobody fucking wants just to wait for this day to come. And I know this academy is about to flip in a minute. And I'm welcoming everybody with open arms. Absolutely. Be a little late with the buy-ins, but it's all good. Everybody's welcome to this party. I don't care what race you are. Just don't bring no nutty shit around here. Go ahead, champ.
Straight up. Nah, that's what I needed. That's the energy I needed.
Let's go.
There. Yo. All right. So listen, the country as a whole, the world as a whole was just in a weird space. Whenever you have uncertainty in politics or any massive scale, right? People don't know what to do with their money, right? So what they tend to do is they tend to take it out of fiat, right? And they'll put it in traditional means. Yesterday was one of those situations where it could have went really, really, really bad for everybody that was in crypto. But here's what happened. While they were actually submitting the votes for everybody to know who would be the sitting president, the market took off. Boom. Instantaneously. I'm watching the green candle while on the TV screen, I'm looking at, different states submit their votes. And I'm saying to myself, we're about to hit a new all-time high. Literally within probably 2 minutes, it was a new all-time high. I said, you know what? I'm happy, but I'm not going to sit here and wait for the number to just keep running up. I want to sleep. I got my rest in, woke up this morning, we hit a newer all-time high. So now, right at this moment, we're almost at 76,000 for Bitcoin. And the catalyst behind this is the 100% sentiment of the world. Steve is holding up the shirt right now.
Should we bring him back?
We got to bring him back. Just on the strength of this. We got to bring him back.
Which one?
That's both of them. Both of them. Let's go. Let's go. We need the crypto apparel. The world needs it.
I don't know. I got the comments. The people in the comments will tell me what they need. I don't know. I ain't seeing nothing. Drop a one in the comment.
Somebody in the chat asked for some shirts. He said, when we getting those shirts? Specifically.
And this one's been washed like 20 times, guys. It's not losing its luster.
Let's go. The chat is all for you. I won't touch it. I'm gonna let you look at it. They going off right now. Let's go.
We could do Solana. We can do whatever you like.
Come on.
Whatever you like. Safe Moon. We could take it back to rug pulls. Whatever you want. All right. All right,
Let's
we're gonna
go.
drop some things, man. I'll be honest. I really want to drop them, and I just want to number them, and then never bring them back again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just make it coin them, NFT them, so then you got the wearable, and you got to trade it with it. I wouldn't wear these. I'd buy one to wear. Maybe we'll just do some wearables, and then we'll do some NFT situations. We got to start tokenizing things within the
Yeah,
academy. At some point, all the work here is going to be tokenized,
tokenize.
right? That's the game we're going to be playing.
Let's do it.
I waited a long time to really start making money with this market, man. I waited a long time for that. Like, not setting people up correctly would have had you out of the market before you got in. If you jumped in too quick, you would have got caught up in memes. You would have got caught up in NFTs,
Yep.
right? I'm telling you, I knew guys that were making $50,000, $60,000 a day selling NFT information to people. And they're nowhere to be found now. They're faceless.
Cool.
Here's my warning to you. If you start to see educators out there and they're toting this faceless situation, don't support that shit. Because you don't know who's at the back of those products. That could be the same guy that rug pulled the culture, recreating him or herself again. Do not give anything faceless any opportunity to breathe. That's just my call to it. Because what it's going to do is it's going to condition us to just be accepting of anything and not know who is putting the information out there. You know what I'm saying? So I had to open up my personal page. I opened up my personal life. You get a ride into who I am, and Champ did the same thing. There is no way I'm gonna allow robot pages to dictate and take opportunity away from people who actually really do this. Do not engage with that stuff, because what it's going to do is it's then going to give the other guys, the tech guys, the opportunity to say, we're taking everybody's IP, and then whatever's making money is going to be the Amazon effect. They're going to take every single one of our ideas and they're going to dilute it, and they're going to charge whatever they're going to charge, and then they're going to know how to get to people directly. I'm not in the game for that. I'm telling you guys, we're going to make a lot of money, but you cannot stay in the centralized world, even with mindset.
Yeah.
Do not give those dudes any breathing room. I'm done supporting fuck shit.
It's go time.
No, I'm telling you, man. So y'all didn't peep the R of the Robert Kennedy Jr. going after the pharmaceutical industry. Y'all didn't peep that one that's about to come. That's the one I'm looking forward to. Like, what other administration would have did that? Elon Musk overseeing government spending, man. Bring the shit on. Let's go. What? And he's about to bring Wall Street into the SEC, man. Get them dudes out of here, man. Because you don't need them anyway. They're just hired guns that they're paying for. So they might as well just set the rules and standards, because they set it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And those guys, they're in the business of letting things flow. Listen, this new economy, it doesn't care what color you are. If you're on the ride, you're just on the ride.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. Real talk.
$2.5 trillion already.
You know how much came into space 24 hours?
What's the number?
200 billion was added to the cryptocurrency market today. That's the world sentiment. That's the Trump effect, knowing that he's a pro-crypto president.
Not even that, but then you gotta start to see the well wishes that was coming from leaders all over the world.
The world, absolutely.
Right? And we're talking about the new world leaders.
Yep.
Not the old guard.
Yep.
So I'm not saying it's not going to be World War III, but I'm just telling you that you're not going to feel the pain if you're connected correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to feel the pain if you're connected correctly. And if you just institute some of the stuff that we've talked about. Champ, I looked up from the time we did the plan one, I looked at my Glint Pay account. I'm up 42% in gold.
Let's go.
My digital Glint Pay account. We gave that shit to y'all almost going on 2 years now after we get past this year.
Let's go.
And we've been telling you silver. Nobody's listening.
and it's
So
short.
that's the stuff that you get from the course. Is when you get the story. It's one thing to read something, but then you might not know how to even implement it. You don't have a community to help you implement it, right? Because we've given everything that we have. We haven't hit any one piece of information, right or wrong.
Nothing at all. We
All
gave
right.
it all.
So it's as easily said to say, yo, just go back and listen to 67 dot connects and then just have a pen and pad. You don't have to pay anything. Just go to every single one of those dot connects. It's all in there. But do you have the time to do that?
Time is of the essence.
When you invest with Champ and I, you invest and you have time in market, right? So it doesn't matter that you're just starting crypto now. That's why I tell people all the time, they're like, oh, am I too? It's like, no, you're with the right people. So you get 10, we're going on 10 years now. It's 10 years next year.
Yep. In less than 60 days. Yep.
So if you get in now, you don't have to wait 10 years. I promise that for sure. This industry is going to be built out in the next 4 years. It's already built out overseas. Like, so Champ's been talking about this stuff. This is not new. All right, so where we at, man? My fault.
No. You good. You spot on. This is it. It's right in line. Just showing people the power is like the sentiment. It this is the biggest thing. People just need to understand, and I'll summarize it. I'll keep it super short. The fact that Trump is now the president and his administration is pro crypto, this guy's not new to this. I just want people to understand this. His first administration, when he first came in, he was talking about Executive Order 13772. That was talking about the formation and the acceptance of digital assets. For y'all who don't know anything about it, go look it up, right? This is verifiable. Go look it up. He was basically telling everybody then what we already knew years before, but he did it on a presidential level. So when he was no longer president, somebody else came in, they stifled innovation. The players that they had in place were bad for business. Trump said on his first day, right? I don't know how true this is, but he said on his first day he's going to fire Gary Gensler, right? We already know that there's acts and rules that's in place that will prevent him from being able to remove somebody who was placed in that position, right? But like Steve said, they can definitely put enough pressure on you to make you step down. And all Gensler has done has been lead with enforcement. He cared nothing about innovation whatsoever. So now that you have a pro crypto president in place, he's telling everybody already that the debt bubble is so huge, but he already has a plan for it. He said maybe he did this elusively. Maybe we'll use Bitcoin to pay off our debt. Maybe we'll give him a little crypto check, was what he said, verbatim. And it's crazy that people are still sitting on the sidelines right now, have no clue what crypto is. They're not invested. They are just clueless right now.
And where do you think the government's one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin? And where do you think the government's Bitcoin is right now as we speak? Because they stopped selling it.
Right in their vaults, right on the cold storage.
ETFs.
Oh yeah, they
That's the
exposed it.
that's
Yeah,
the that's
absolutely.
the exchange in it, right?
Yeah,
Because for it to just sit in our cold storage, we ain't making no money. But you put that thing in the ETFs and you pump that market up and you let the institutional guys do what they do,
yeah,
it could wipe out the debt. If you think
absolutely.
about it,
Yep.
Bitcoin could easily go past 20-30 trillion dollars beyond.
It's wild.
It's outperformed every asset class. That's why I just paid off for 3 years. I've gone through hell and back with, like, I've never had a product that nobody wanted. It's been like a humbling venture. The
Yeah.
shit ain't easy. It's not. We put in so many hours only for people to be like, nah, that ain't it. Like, but I told Champ, I'm like, it's always 20. We looking out for 2025. So we pretty much had to create and wait. But those are going to be the link in the bio type of guys. I don't got the output for them at that point. I better hurry up and get this work. I mean, they're at the back of the class. I can't even see them.
Real spill.
I'm moving, like literally and figuratively.
Let me see some.
All right, where we at?
share screen. I want to show. I want to put this in a perspective. Hold on. Let me show this chart, man. Real
Check
quick.
up on my Trump NFTs, man.
I know them joints doing crazy right now because even the memes that came out, they're pumped. Everything is pumping right now.
I couldn't even
So
tell you where my Trump NFTs are.
that's wild.
Yo, I'm telling you, man. I know I got it written down. I just off the top of the head, I couldn't tell you where they're sitting. Maybe OpenSea.
Possibly,
I don't know
possibly.
which wallet to connect it to.
Yo, listen, check this out. Look at this chart. I want to show y'all something. I want to put something into perspective. And this chart right here, this isn't even the full lifespan of Bitcoin. This is from 2011. This is the furthest it goes back on CoinMarketCap. All right, so we almost at 76, right? But look at this. What were you doing in 2011? How many people told you about cryptocurrency in 2011? How many people showed you this? How many tech friends or just people that was just, in the know? How many people hipped you to this? Now think about all the years that passed from 2011 all the way up, right? 12, 13, 14. Like I got into crypto here, 2015, January. So top of the year, this is where I was at. Bitcoin was at 267 for a
So
coin.
you put $1,000 in, you would have had about just around, let's say, 4 Bitcoin. What would it be right now?
28, 200. You're probably looking at 200,
300K.
yeah, 200, 300K. And that's the wild part.
Do you see any assets that will do the same thing with lower prices? I'm just asking
Absolutely
for a friend.
yes. Absolutely yes. And when here's the part I want you guys to understand. So look at this. Look at this. This is the overall percentage lifetime, right? And it's higher. It's actually higher than this. But I'm only showing you this to drop the point home. Look at this percentage over a lifetime from 2011 is tracking to 2024. 13 years it did this. There's coins right now that's being globally adopted that are poised to do these type of numbers, and they're at fractions of a penny. They're under $1. So everybody is so caught up in Bitcoin and what Bitcoin can do. This 75,000 right here, this is pretty much almost unachievable for the everyday common person. And I don't put limitations on people. I want everybody to be able to get whatever they need. But just realistically speaking, a lot of people don't have 75K, especially to buy Bitcoin when they don't truly understand it and it's not tangible. It's not something you can hold on to like a phone or a cup or something like that. But this thing has this power to do these type of exponential numbers. Now imagine coins right now that are being globally adopted and integrated into the financial landscape. And we now have a pro crypto president, pro crypto administration. We have regulations on the way, and you have a president that's going to make sure that it happens. And one of his number one focuses is ensuring that the United States is a leader in this space. And he's one of the only people that's able to go into different territories around the world and shake hands with people that none of the other presidents were able to do this with. And there's one thing that comes to mind. It's called interoperability. Without saying too much, if you're not already inside the masterclass to understand the history of money and all things in between, so right now, and being able to navigate the financial frontier, you sleep. And I need you to wake up because time is ultra limited at this point. Now it's no more second guessing. There's no more long wait times. It's here and it's happening. So if you're not prepared, get prepared. And the way you do that is with your number one trusted source, Skyton Academy. I employ every single person who comes across this video. Just understand when you look at a chart like this to see how something can appreciate and value like this. But this Bitcoin itself does absolutely nothing. Think about that. You're not using Bitcoin to truly pay for certain things. Some people were in the beginning. They were paying for Starbucks. Starbucks was accepting it, etc. Right? So this is simply a store of value. But now I want you guys to just put things in perspective. Cryptocurrency is technology. We have projects that have coins that are super cheap in price, super high in value that you will be using to pay for goods and services internationally in this new system. And the rules and the laws of the land are being built right now. Right now. This is why we're so hyped. This is why the excitement is here today. I just need you guys to understand it's $200 billion came into the market today, just in crypto. $1.3 trillion came into the stock market today. People understand Trump was the money guy. The uncertainty that they had, not knowing if it was going to be Harris or Trump, people immediately put their money in gold. And what happened? The demand for it went so high that we got another all-time high, 23.86 for an ounce of gold. The markets are telling you people's opinion, people's stance of what they want to do with their money. They're showing you in real time, and it's happening. There's nothing else for you to understand. Look, it's here. 200 billion today in crypto. Just in case anybody thought I was, trying to add a little fluff to it. 1.3 trillion in stocks today. I'm done. Y'all get the point. It's nothing left for me to add on to it. If you're here, I'm proud of you. If you're not here, you got work to do. Time is of the essence. There's no more playing that needs to be done. In the words of my brother above me, Steve.
Don't be dumb.
Don't be dumb.
Let's be dumb. Trust me when I tell you that. This ain't much more to say, man. 8 o'clock. Let's let them loose. We got AI for breakfast Saturday.
We can.
No, I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, it's not on schedule.
All right, cool.
But yeah, we'll have that also. So Steve mentioned earlier the Skyton Academy schedule update. So we're gonna release that to you guys as well. That way you guys be able to anticipate what's going on for the month. But this month is the biggest focus is on our masterclasses. So you guys have that. I know you have the link inside here. I'll make sure it's available inside the description below for everybody. And we just welcome you guys, man, to be here. 4 days, 24 lessons, life-changing info. That's how you get prepared for what's to come. Wayne said it best, time to cook.
Yeah, this is it right here. But yo, these NFTs are all up, even the Bansky. Yeah, listen, guys, go through your inventory. I just got a lot of NFT inventory. I'm not this reckless. And it's like I gotta start putting them on like cold storage. At the time you had to just keep them on the marketplaces and link the wallet. So it's like MetaMask, and I'm not a fan of that place. So I gotta take control of them. Yeah, and we gotta bring NFTs back. So we're gonna have we're doing the tokenization. It's not a full course on it, but we're gonna in the academy by next month. So maybe for holiday we'll drop tokenization, NFT. Right, you guys just got to start getting familiar with, and then we'll show you the projects that we're invested in, and you guys get to see that whole world. And we didn't forget about you in the metaverse. We have limited amount of space for people that we could put in there at one time, so we'd have to do like an invite only first to register type stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know about that when we got it going. Yeah, no, I'm good for the night, man. I had a great day today.
Yeah. Today was incredible, man. This was good vibes. Listen, I'm gonna end it with this. So, Steve, if we don't got nothing else after this, I'll take him out. All right. So, listen, I come from the school of thought of every day you have to wake up and be intentional about how you're going to provide for your family. It doesn't matter who the president is, who is in whatever office. You are the driver of your own ship. So while people are out there being emotional, it's okay to have emotions. It is what it is. But I want you to understand none of these people live in your household, right? So it's up to you every single day to make a conscious decision to go out here and be great. Let's stop depending. Let's stop having a victim mindset and let's go out here and thrive, man, and dominate. I'm glad Trump is in office right now because it's really going to show people there is no savior out here. It's you. You are the person. So let's make it happen. Let's get out here. Let's get educated. Let's empower one another. Let's rock and roll. It's no time to be playing. This is the most pivotal time of your life today. Make sure you guys are doing something with it. All right. So, with that being said, that wraps Connect Wednesdays, episode 71. We went over our Skyton Academy schedule, the Skyton Fund trading opportunity, and Trump's effect on the markets, and most importantly, navigating the new financial frontier masterclass. All right. Greatly appreciate you guys. Steve, great work. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man. I'm here. Appreciate you.
Let's go.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
All right. Matter of fact, you can call me now.
I bet. Yo, listen, everybody, you ain't get right. We got the links for you. Fourth quarter, we ain't playing. We'll see y'all on the next one.